Court is set to hear the batch of pleas in connection with controversial NEET-UG examinations. In fact, the bench consider over 36 petitions alleging paper leaks and malpractices in recent times. Now, the petitioners demand scrapping of the exam, a retest, and a court-monitored probe into the controversy. But let's tell you, ahead of the crucial hearing, the Centre and the National Testing Agency submitted affidavits to the Supreme Court. Now, they argue that scrapping the exams would be counterproductive, citing that it would seriously jeopardize the future of lakhs of honest candidates. They argue that there is no substantial proof of a large-scale breach of confidentiality. All right, that is the latest that we know. Let's tell you quickly the petitioners' demand here. It is to scrap the NEET-UG 2024 exam, conduct a fresh test, and court-monitored probe, that is. But as we speak of the same, now the Supreme Court, of course, is set to hear the batch of pleas, that is, in connection with the controversial NEET-UG examinations. Remember, as far as these pleas are concerned, the bench will consider over 36 petitions. In the past couple of weeks, we know what has happened as far as this entire matter is concerned. We've looked at multiple protests as well across the country. But having said that, with this now battle being in the top court is going to be hearing the pleas today. One of the major allegations over here that is under the lens will be malpractices. And the Centre and the NTA, of course, oppose the exam scrapping. What's important to remember here is the petitioners' demand, which is why the Centre and the NTA, beg your pardon, are opposing the exam scrapping, where the petitioners have demanded that they scrap the NEET-UG 2024 exam, conduct a fresh test, and the court-monitored probe. We're essentially looking at those details on your screens as well at the moment as to what the petitioners' demands are. And of course, on your other side of your screens, you're looking at the protests that we saw across the country. In fact, there were multiple protests that took place across the country given this particular matter, where students were, of course, alleging about the malpractices as well as alleging the paper leak, that is. Now, the petitioners demand scrapping of the exam, a retest, and a court-monitored probe into the controversy. But very important here that ahead of this particular crucial hearing that we understand the top court is going to be hearing today, the Centre and the National Testing Agency submitted affidavits to the Supreme Court. Now, they argue that scrapping the exams would be counterproductive, citing that it would seriously jeopardize, that is, the future of lakhs of honest students. Now, we're given to understand in this affidavit that's been filed as well to the Supreme Court by the Centre and the National Testing Agency that they argue there's no substantial proof of a large-scale breach of confidentiality.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.